Hey there, and welcome back to another exciting battle report brought to you by Gaming Grotz. Today we're going to be playing Domination with the shown deployment, so we're in the two corners, and in this mission we'll be deploying 6 objectives and battling over who holds the most objectives at the end of each turn, as well as who destroys the most enemy units at the end of each turn. So it's at least a little nice that there's the 2 different ways to score, so definitely some options on how you attack the mission. Today we're going to be playing out on our urban wasteland here. So again, lots of ruins in the center here, showing everything off. We've got lots of objectives already placed down here. So in this deployment, Jesse's army will be deploying. And we've got one objective behind the first set of ruins. Coming around, we've got another objective on this side. One in the center there. One back behind the ruins over here in the corner. One tucked in my deployment over here in this corner. And then also on Jesse's far side over here. And then in today's unique mission, our twist, we're going to be using Gales. So we'll be subtracting 1 from the move characteristic of all models, as well as 1 from the advance and charge rolls. So going to be slowing us down, making charging a little bit harder. I think in today's matchup, that's probably a bit of a benefit for me, because Jesse is going to be playing our Custodes today, and I don't want those guys getting in too close. All right, let's get into those armies. Okay, today I'll be playing my Space Wolves again, so it'll be pretty similar to our previous matchup, but with a few things missing, because today we're only doing 1,500 points. So leading my battle force again today is Ragnar Blackmane, so he will be my Warlord, and he comes stock with the Warrior-born Warlord trait. I also have my Chaplain and Terminator armor, helping lead my Assault Terminators. He has the Master of Sanctity, so he gets to take 2 of the mantras. So he has the Exhortation of Rage and the Mantra of Strength. He's using the Relic Benediction of Fury, so hitting really hard with his Crozius. And then he's also using a Combi Melta today. For troop choices, I have 2 units of 5 Assault Intercessors. For elites, I'm using the Invictor Tactical Warsuit with the Flame Cannon. And then again, the 5 Terminator Assault Squad with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. And then my Eradicator Squad with the Heavy Melta Rifles. And then the Laser Destroyer Weapon Platform. And then again, carrying my Terminators and Chaplain is the Stormwolf using the 2 Melta Rays. Hopefully those will be really handy to help deal with some of the armor of the Custodes. And with that, we'll take a look at Jesse's Custodes.
Alright, so today I'm going to be bringing some Custodes to the battlefield. I brought a battalion detachment and I'm playing the Shadow Keepers. First up I have Trajan, so he has to be my Warlord, so I'm taking him as my Warlord. I also have a Shield Captain that has a Hurricane Bolter, the Stasis Oblite Relic, and I've also given him the stratagem, the Emperor's Heroes, and Victors of the Blood Game, so I can give him 2 Warlord traits. So I've given him Superior Creation, giving him a 5+ Invul, and then I've also given him the Lock Warden, so whenever he attacks, he actually makes it so you can't take Invul saves, so it's going to be pretty good versus his Terminators there. For my troop choices, I have 3 units of the Guard, just stock with the Spears. I also have a unit of 4 Veritas Praetors, all with Hurricane Bolter, and then Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought, and I've also given the stratagem Eternal Penitent to make him a little bit, give him a +1 attack and reroll charge rolls. And then finishing off the list, I have a Telemon Heavy Dreadnought with the Accelerator Culverin and a Fist. And that rounds out to 1475. Battling against Patrick's Space Wolves.
Okay, so after deployment, Space Wolves tucked in the corner here. I've got my Stormwolf on the side ready to zoom up. Ragnar and his Assault Intercessors hopefully go fight in the middle here. My Laser Destroyer tucked into the ruin, securing that objective. And then my other unit of Assault Intercessors securing the objective up on the top of my deployment. And my Victor Tactical Warsuit is kind of snuck up, and he's sitting in the center there, getting that objective, hopefully maybe drawing some focus. My Terminators and Chaplain are in my Stormwolf, and then my Eradicators, I paid the 1 CP to let those guys outflank, so hopefully they can get the drop on one of these Dreadnoughts, or maybe those Bikes, get something with those really high wound count to hit with those Heavy Meltas. Coming over around to Jesse's deployment, He's got Trajan and 1 unit of guard tucked in the ruins there, and the Telemon just kind of poking its head over the ruins there, ready to fire down the lane here. The Bike Squad and the Bike Lord are all ready to zoom ahead. Those guys are super fast. Also in front of them is another unit of the guard. Tucked behind these containers, another unit of guard, and the Galatis Dreadnought. Ready to go around the right flank there, or maybe he's going to go into the center to deal with that war suit. We will see. And we're going to roll now to see who is going to get that first turn priority. And remember in 40k, if you win, you have to go first. You don't get to choose.
I guess I'm going first.
Jesse is going first. We'll be back after Custodes turn 1.
Alright, so my martial kata, this round is going to be the Callistus, and I went for the stance 2, which makes it so I can, when I make a normal move or advance, it still counts as remaining stationary for shooting. So I can't advance and charge, but it does let me at least get some free shots out while also getting onto the objectives. So I've brought up my bikes here, getting ready to charge that. I'm not sure if that's the right move considering those guys are on the opposite wall, so I'm going to try and take them out with shooting and then charge as a last-ditch effort. I've also brought my Dreadnought on this side to kind of weaken the plane, or if I need some extra firepower into the Dreadnought as well. I have my other Dreadnought on this side, just crawling up this side, going to contest the objective versus his other assault intercessors here, and I'm really just trying to play for some points early on, and just mostly try and take out his Invictor War suit.
All right, we'll get into Custodes shooting. Okay, wow. So again, the Custodes bikes hammering the Invictor War suit with bolter fire and doing 6 damage so far. Now Jesse's going to be attacking with the Guardian Squad. Since they're both only in range to be shooting at the Invictor War suit, we're going to do them both at the same time here.
Alright, so heading on 2s, rerolling 1s, because I got my shield captain beside them. Rerolling 1s coming in clutch. Makes it all hits.
All hits.
And looking for 5s. So we got 5 at negative, I believe it's 1.
1. And then it's
2 damage,
2 damage each.
Yeah.
So going down to 4s. So only make 1 of those, so that's another 8 damage. That's going to be a dead warsuit. He might be close enough if he can explode on a 6. No explosion. So first blood will be taking out my warsuit.
All with bolter fire. Well, technically strength 4, bolt like guns, but yeah, pretty cool.
But still really awesome.
Just way to fire.
Yeah. And then so Dreadnought going to be firing down into the Stormwolf.
Yeah, that is correct.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the Telemon firing into the Stormwolf.
1 miss.
3 hit.
Strength 7, so looking for
4s.
Yeah, 4s. So just 1. Negative 3 minus just 2 damage.
So 6 up.
Oh,
makes it.
Deflects it.
Perfect.
That'll actually be all of my shooting because everything else is pretty much out of range.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I guess no charges because you were definitely able to remove the warsuit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we will get into Space Wolves turn 1. All right, so after the movement phase, my laser destroyer just moving up so it can get a shot on the bikes in the ruins there. Ragnar and the Marines moving over here, still staying behind the walls, making sure they're out of line of sight for most of Jesse's army. And then the Stormwolf zoomed right up to snag this objective here, and then hopefully get some shots off into the bikes in the ruins as well. Hopefully I can deal with those guys, because just with their mobility, those guys can zip around anywhere and just be a real nuisance for my army right now. So hoping to deal with those guys this turn. So we'll get into Space Wolves shooting. Okay, so we're going to start with the laser destroyer into the bikes. So he gets 3 shots here, hitting on 3s. All 3 of those hit. And then wounding on 3s because he is strength 10. It's going to be 1 wound. I really want these ones to go through, so I'm going to use my CP right now. And stays at 2. So just 1 on his 4-up invul. Makes it. Alright, so then it's going to be the Stormwolf firing into the bikes. So the two Melta arrays. So for 2 shots. Hit on 3s. 1 hits. Doesn't wound.
Oh, no.
Then we're going to do the, I think it was the focused on the Hellfrost Cannon, just because the strength and the fact that the other one's only 1 damage. Yeah, so we'll do the focus. So heavy 2 and 1 hit and doesn't wound. And then the 2 last cannons. So 1 hits and wounds. So on Jesse's Invul, and he stops that as well. All right, so we're going to do no damage to the bikes this turn, which is going to be quite unfortunate. And that's going to be it for Space Wolf's turn 1. Just kind of getting ready, hopefully, to get my Terminators out next turn and have my Eradicators kind of come in and get some shots off. But unfortunately, we do 0 damage to the Custodes. And at the end of the battle round, Jesse's going to get the 1 point for slaying the Warsuit, so he's destroyed more units this turn. But I have more of the objectives, because I have 1, 2, and 3 objectives over here to Jesse's 2, because no one has the 1 in the center currently. So I will get 1 point, and then Jesse's going to get 1 point for turn 1. So we are tied after 1, and we're going to go into Custodes, turn 2.
Alright, so we just finished my movement and shooting phase. I did use the Callistus stance 1, so I could try and get an additional d6 on my advance rolls. Problem is I rolled 1 and 2 for pretty much all my advance rolls, so I just went back up to like my regular movement, which is fine.
Yeah, because with the Gales, -1 on the advance, -1 on movement, kind of eats into some of that.
Yep.
After movement, so Dreadnought moving over here, hopefully maybe getting to charge around the ruins into my Assault Intercessors. The bikes moving up, looking down at Ragnar and his assault squad there. And then the Shield Captain flying over, going to be charging into my Stormwolf. Just about everything that Jesse was able to shoot with, the bikes, his Captain, and his Dreadnought, all fired into the Stormwolf to help kind of chip him down to help out the Shield Captain as he's about to charge in. And he was able to do 4 damage there. It rolled pretty well on the saves, especially with the -1 to hit. Helped out a lot being the supersonic on the flyer. But after that, we're going to get into some Custodes charges, and you're going to start with the Shield Captain.
Yeah, I'll start with the Shield Captain.
So charge for the Captain. 11, he is absolutely going to get in there.
I'm just going to place him close to the objective.
Overwatch there. Yeah, why not? We'll do Overwatch
Yeah, if you
there.
could get lucky.
Yeah. Alright, so just see Melta arrays. He's going to get 3 shots. He needs 6s, gets 1 6. So strength 8, wounding on 3s. That will be a wound at minus on your
just my
save,
4 pinball. Oh,
which he makes.
blocks it.
2 last cannons, nothing, and the 2 heavy shots from the frost cannon. One's gonna hit, and wound on a 3. Does not wound.
Oof.
All right, so that's it for that charge, and then the bikes.
Want a big one here. Want a big one. So we want to go into.
Right.
I was gonna try and declare both of these, but if I fail it, that could be pretty bad. So I'm just gonna declare the Ragnar and the Assault Intercessors there.
You got it. Yeah. So with a 10, they are absolutely going to get in there. All right. So at the end of the Custodes turn 2 charge phase, the bike's finishing up surrounding Ragnar and his assault squad there. The Dreadnought failing to charge the Assault Intercessors behind the ruins on my left. And then the Shield Captain slamming into the Stormwolf, getting ready to attack. So Jesse would be attacking with the bikes first here, but since Ragnar is Warriorborn, he gets to attack first. So he's going to get to attack first, and then Jesse's going to probably still go with the bike squad just to make sure my Assault Intercessors can't interrupt, since my Stormwolf can't really do much except hope that the Shield Captain doesn't make him explode out of the air there. So we're going to go with Ragnar first here. So he has 10 attacks. Because he gets the +3 if he charges, gets charged, or heroically intervenes. So hitting on 2s with no rerolls. Just 2 misses. Oh, I only rolled 9 dice there. Oops, there we go. And then he is wounding on 5 because they're toughness 6,
Toughness
right?
5.
Okay, yeah. So the bikes are toughness 6, but Ragnar's strength 6, so we're going to be wounding on 4s here. So take away 3, so it's going to be 5 saves at -4, so going on the 4-up invul. So 2 go through, and then so that'll only do 4 damage and will not kill a bike there.
Perfect.
All right.
So let's do, I'm going to do the first bikes into Ragnar first.
Yep.
So I'm sitting on 2s. All hits.
All hits.
And then wounding on 3s, but re-rolling, thankfully.
Yep, there we go. So 7.
1 miss.
So going on to Ragnar's invul of 4-up. So he's going to take 3, and that's going to be 6 damage. I think he has 6. He has 6, so that is
just enough.
It for Ragnar. And then, so 2 bikes into the Assault Intercessors.
All hit.
So all hit. And wounding on 3s. Re-rolling.
Ooh.
So all wounds.
I like that.
So 8 wounds. It's -3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so 6 up.
6.
We make 1, 7 through, so 2 damage each. Those Assault Intercessors are done for.
Loving the new damage on the spears. Having 2 is just so nice.
Yeah, so much better than the D3, and just the swinginess of D3 damage can really be unrewarding sometimes with the guys like the bikes here. So both of those guys are going to die, and then there's not much point for me to heroically intervene with a Storm Wolf. So let's see what the Shield Captain can do.
All right.
On 2s.
Doesn't get a reroll though.
And then Strength 7.
So re-rolling as well.
4s?
4s, yeah.
Or 4 saves, -3, right?
Yep, -3.
-3. So these guys. So 6s. Those are all going to go through, so 2 damage each.
2 damage each.
So that's another 8 damage. Just double check. The Storm Wolf, I believe, has 16. Storm Wolf, where is he? Has 14. That'll be enough. And the Storm Wolf is going down. So we got to see if it does explode in the air. It does explode. So we'll double check the range on that and see what gets hit by it. Alright, so after the combat phase, the Custodes laying waste to Ragnar and the Assault Intercessors, and then finishing off the Storm Wolf, I lost one of my Terminators after we did the emergency disembark, and then my Chaplain getting out, enough room for him to kind of fit there, but so still hold that objective, or you can have the objective secured?
I have it secured.
Have it secured.
Because I'm mob sec.
Yeah. So he's going to have that objective there, 1 in the center, 1 behind the ruins there. So he has 3 to my 2. So I really have to either push him off in my turn to get that point, or since Jesse was able to destroy 3 of my units, I would have to destroy 3 to deny that point, or 4 to secure that point. So getting a little grim for the Space Wolves here, but we'll see what we can do. We still got our Eradicators, and hopefully our Terminators and the Chaplain can do some work over here. So we'll be back after turn 2 movement for Space Wolves. Alright, so after my turn 2 movement for Space Wolves, during the command phase, my Chaplain got off both of his mantras, so he got the Benediction of Fury and the Exhortation of Rage, both on himself, so he has +1 attack, +1 strength, +1 damage, and +1 to wound. Might not be the strength, it might just be the +1 attack and the damage from Benediction. But the Terminators moving up alongside, getting ready to hopefully kind of multi-charge here and help out the Chaplain. It might be a little too much for him to take out the Telemon alone, but hopefully I can get rid of the Telemon and the Shield Captain on the bike here. Laser Destroyer, just kind of hoping and praying they're hopefully going to kill a bike or 2 and move my Assault Intercessors up just ever so slightly so they can get some pistol shots into the bikes and hopefully get rid of that 1 wound remaining bike so I don't waste one of my Laser Destroyer shots. And then my Eradicators have arrived at the edge there to hopefully get rid of this Dreadnought bearing down on my Assault Intercessors. Alright, so with that, we're going to get into some shooting. We're going to start with the Chaplain. So he's going to do his Combi Melta point blank into the Telemon. So he hits, and then they're toughness 7 or 8?
There should be seven, I believe.
Yeah, so 3s. Either way, that does not succeed. So fail to wound on the Kami Melta. It's okay. Then we're going to do the 5 bolt pistol shots from the assault intercessors into the bike squad here. So 5 heavy bolt pistols, hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s. So 2 wounds, and they will be -1. So we'll get through.
We'll get one.
So 1 damage, and then 1 damage into another one. Perfect. So that works out okay. And then the laser destroyer firing point blank. Come on, how could he miss? 3 shots, hitting on 3s, all hit. And then wounding on 3s because they are toughness 6. Yeah. So 3 wounds. There we go. Minus a lot, but Custodes love their info.
Oh no!
So 2 are gonna get through. So the first one, it's D3 plus 3. So that's just gonna kill the one with 4.
Yep.
Because I have to do at least 4 damage, between 4 to 6. If he's only got 4 left, he's gonna lose 1. And then hopefully we can get 2 or 3 here. No! Ooh. So it'll be 4 damage, leaving one of them left with 1 wound again. But still, 2 bikes dead. Not going to complain. Yeah, we like that. And then the Eradicators are going to go using their double fire into the Galatis there. So they're both going to get 2 shots each instead of just the 1. So firing all that together. So hitting on 3s. So 3 hits. And then wounding on 3s. So it'll be 3 on his invul. And stops 2?
Yeah.
Or 1?
Or 1.
1, sorry. Yeah, so 2 going in. And they are within the half range. So
plus 2, I think.
Plus 2 it is, so it'd be 5. And then 8 damage. We'll just double check that. They are the heavy meltas. I can't remember if that's regular melta or heavy melta. Alright, so it is the plus 4 with the heavy melta, so this actually would be 7 and then 5, so 12 damage. But since he's the Dreadnought, he reduces damage by 1 on each, so it would go down to 10. But then Jesse's Dreadnought has a 6-up feel no pain, right? So if you can make a couple of these, just the 1.
You said it was 7 damage so far?
10, so it would be 10. So 3 more?
Doesn't
nope,
matter.
so that's 9 damage getting through, and I think
that's just enough.
Let's roll and see if he explodes.
No.
He does not explode. So well done, Eradicators, getting rid of that Dreadnought. So far I've gotten rid of 1 unit. So if everything goes to plan here on this charge, we might be able to tie up on units destroyed. So I'm going to start with the Terminators. I think I want to declare to both. Yeah. So we're going to try into both the Telemon and the Shield Captain. So with an 8, -1 with the Gales, still going to be enough and they're going to get in. And then my Chaplain cannot fail his charge into the Telemon, but we're going to roll it. He gets a mighty 10-inch -1, so 9-inch charge, so they're both going to be in there, and we'll show you what that looks like in a sec. Alright, so after the charge phase, charged in with the Terminators and the Chaplain, getting kind of pinned right in there. I'm going to go with the Terminators first. And I'm going to put 3 of them into the Shield Captain, and then the Sergeant is going to attack into the Dreadnought there. So I really want to make sure the Shield Captain goes down here because of that ability he has to ignore invuls. That'll just kind of go right through my Terminators. Into the Shield Captain, I've also used Fury of the First and Savage Strike, so getting me back up to the +2+ to hit and 2+ to wound here against the Shield Captain. So hitting on 2s. This with a couple, and then we're going to wound on 2s. And this more, so it's going to be 6 saves at -2. So invul anyways. So 1, 2 going through, so they're both 3 damage each. So he's going to be left with 1 wound left. Ooh. Just what we don't want to do. And then the Sergeant into the Telemon. So that's what we get for splitting attacks. Hitting on 2s. Reroll that guy. 4 hits. And then wounding on 3s because he is tough 8.
I think he's 7.
7? We'll just double check that. So yeah, the Telemon is tough 8, so it would be normally 4s with the hammers, but with the plus wound we're going to go down to 3s. So 3s to wound. There'll be 3 -2 on his invul save. So 1 gets through for 3 damage, and he reduces that by 1, so he's only going to take 2 damage. And then, which unit are you going to interrupt with?
So I'm actually going to do... I don't know. I think I'm going to go with my captain, just trying to kill him, just to save myself.
Yep, you got it. Alright, here's 6 attacks from the shield captain, so all hit. Wounding on 3s, but not rerolling because he did not charge this one. So 4 saves for the chaplain on his 4 up. 2 of those going through, so 4 damage.
Yep.
And he'll still be alive. Alright.
You actually don't get invuls versus my...
You're right. So it is just straight 8 damage, and my chaplain is out of there.
I forgot about that for a second.
Yeah, but I am going to pay the 2 CP for him to attack when he falls. So
cool.
for only in death does duty end. So we'll be right back with that. Alright, so with the chaplain having the mantra of strength and the exhortation of rage, and then the benediction of fury, so he's going to have 5 attacks. He's going to be hitting on 2s and wounding on 4s with the +1 to wound, and then the slight increase on his strength. So hopefully he can get all these in and really mess up that Telemon. Hitting on 2s. Oh, missing with 2 of those. That's not a good start. And then wounding on 4s. It's 3 wounds, -3 on your invul. So 1 gets through, so it would be 4 damage, goes back down to 3 damage. So another 3 damage on the Dreadnought, and that's it for the chaplain.
Let's go with the Dread into
the Terminators?
Yeah, into the Terminators.
So
2 hits.
2 hits.
And 2 wounds.
2 wounds. So minus bunch, so I think on my
Yeah,
Storm Shields for 4s. Those both go through, and they're the perfect 4 damage with -1s. Just going to get rid of 2 of those Terminators, no problem.
Mangle them.
Alright, then at the end of Space Wolf's turn 2, I'm not going to get that point back, and I'm not going to kill enough units, so Jesse is going to get 2 points for having more objectives than the Space Wolves, and for destroying more enemy units than the Space Wolves. So after turn 2, it is 3 points for the Custodes, and 1 point for the Space Wolves. We'll get into Custodes, turn 3. Alright, so after Custodes' turn 3 movement, the bikes gathering up, I think getting ready to take out the laser destroyer, but fire down into the assault intercessors. Jesse's shield captain on the bike falling back, and he's going to use the stratagem so he can fall back and shoot. Again, shooting into the laser destroyer. The guard moving through the ruins, securing, holding down the center objective, and then getting the one on the edge of the building there. Still have the unit sitting and securing the objective in his backfield, and then the Telemon locked in combat with Trajan ready to charge in and help relieve the Telemon. Alright, so now we're going to get into some Custodes turn 3 shooting. Okay, after Custodes turn 3 shooting, Telemon able to fire and destroy another one of those Terminators locked in combat with him, and getting the last one down to 2 wounds remaining. Some bolter fire into the laser destroyer, taking off 2 wounds, and some more bolter fire into the assault intercessors, killing 2 of those and wounding another. So now we are going to get into some charges. Who are we going to start with, Jesse?
So let's start with the bikes going to the laser destroyer.
Bikes into the laser destroyer. They're definitely going to get there. I think we are going to Overwatch.
Could get lucky.
We'll see. Do you have any other charges?
Just Trajan over there.
Just Trajan into the Terminators. Perfect. So I'm going to get into there. Alright, and I'm just going to snag 3 dice for the laser destroyer, see if we can get lucky with some 6s. There's 1 6.
Oh no.
Wounding on 3s. It does wound on the invul. Oh, he stops it. That's okay. We got to try. And then we will get back after the charges. Alright, so after the charges, Trajan getting in there, and the bikes into the laser destroyer. Jesse's going to go with Trajan first and finish off that Terminator.
No.
My goodness. 4 1s out of 6 attacks. And 2 wounds on my invul. So 4 ups. 1 gets through. Just enough. That's all he needs to finish off that last Terminator. And then with the 2 bikes into the laser destroyer, somehow we can hope we survive this.
Just looking for 2s. 3s. Ooh.
-3, right? So they
yeah.
go straight through against the 4-up. So that laser destroyer is very gone. And it's not a big enough vehicle, so it will not explode. Get that guy out of there. And with that, I think we are safe to call it. I only have the 2 units remaining, and I just don't have enough units left to secure enough objectives and try and deal with some of Jesse's units here. The guard can kind of hold up in the ruins, and with only a couple turns of movement, the eradicators won't have enough movement to kind of get enough shots off or close enough to enough targets. So definitely, I think after 3, Jesse would get another 2 points this turn. So calling it at 5 points for the Custodes, 1 point for the Space Wolves after 3 turns. But just goes to show you the new Custodes and the new codexes that are coming out for 40k are just that much stronger with the new rules focus that they get. The fighting stances for the Custodes is just really
fun
strong.
to use.
Yeah, a lot of fun. But still an awesome matchup. Maybe if we did some damage in turn 1 for the Space Wolves, things might have gone a little bit differently and thinned down those bikes right out of the gate. Might have helped us a lot and held these back objectives, so we could have pushed forward and helped fight over the center again.
I think getting to use the Dreadnought would have helped a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. If the Warsuit got to go in, but that's the risk we play with infiltrating and not getting to go first, but that's the risk we take, right? But still, another awesome battle report. Make sure, if you guys are ever looking for some used miniatures and stuff like that, check out Thunder Games and Gifts. Those guys are awesome there. They specialize in selling some already used miniatures and getting those shipped to you across the country and out of country. Be sure to check them out. They got a lot of great stuff there. If you guys are ever looking for commission painting, feel free to give us a message here on the channel. The Gaming Grotz, we always love to paint up new and exciting armies or any of your tabletop games. But we will see you guys next time for another exciting battle report brought to you by Gaming Grotz.
Have a good one.